What's crack-a-lackin'? Welcome in to My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Show.
Welcome into episode 173, everybody. I am your host, SleezBall. Today's episode will be my tight end tier rankings, top 30 for BYEMAGGEDON Part 2. 6 teams are on a bye, guys. Ravens, Broncos, Texans, Colts, Patriots, Commanders. I will show all of them when we get to that screen, so you have make sure those players are out of your lineup. Before we dive into it, guys, make sure you smash that like. Make sure you hit that subscription. Helps me out a ton. Turn that bell on so you know when I'm live. I'll be live today, 2:30 to 4 p.m. PST, taking all your questions, doing a couple drafts. And if you guys cannot make the live stream, you can always drop any comment you want down below. It does not have to pertain to this video. We are 1 week away from the playoffs. Smash them questions. I'll try to answer them all to help you guys get that weekly win and get you that ultimate goal of the championship this season, guys. And let's dive into my tied in week 14 top 30 tier rankings. So if you guys are new to the channel, this is my revamped tight end week 14 rankings board. At the bottom left here, you'll see the players that are injured on IR. Dallas Goedert is not on IR, but he's out for this week. Taysom Hill, man, looks like his career possibly could be over with how bad the injury was. Prayers up to him. Super sad. And the rookie that I was high on, hoping that he would break out, was getting better and better. Theo Johnson is now headed to IR. That hurts as well. On the bottom right, you are going to see the tight ends on a bye. So Mark Andrews likely, Dalton Schultz, Zach Ertz, Hunter Henry. You also have the Denver Bronco and the Colts on a bye, but their tight ends are irrelevant in fantasy football all year long, so I'm not even going to put them up there. Now, to start it off, number 1, the rookie that's going to do it just like Sam Laporta. Again, we are going to have back-to-back number 1 tight ends that are rookies, which is absolutely crazy. Brock Bowers is going to get the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a smash matchup. They allow 14.5 points per game to the tight end position, which is ranked 27th. 12th in the red zone, 66.7 yards, which is bottom 10, and a 40% chance of a touchdown. And at the rate that this guy is seeing the football, there is no chance in hell that you are not starting him no matter what. It's absolutely crazy what he's doing. Tight end number 2 is going to be Trey McBride, and he's got to get a touchdown, right, at some point in the season. It's absolutely crazy to me that this guy is the number 2 overall tight end with no touchdown. That is how much volume he has been seeing lately. 25 points, 21 points, back-to-back games, 15 targets, 12 targets, 100-plus yards in each game combined at 230 yards, but averaging 115 over the past 2 games. He is the wide receiver 1 in Arizona. You are going to get Seattle Seahawks in this game, and this is going to be a matchup with the Seahawks ranked 21st, giving up 12.7, 19th in the red zone, 56.6 yards, and a 20% chance of a touchdown. Give me a Trey McBride touchdown in this game. He is my tight end 2. He's my tight end 1 overall in the year. I don't know if he's going to catch Brock Bowers at this rate, but it's going to be close. Tight end number 3 is going to be Travis Kelce and the Kansas City Chiefs. They get a tough matchup here. So you're going to be going up against the Chargers, right? If they have any weak spot, it is the tight end. Like I said in my wide receiver video, they really don't have a lot of weak spots. I guess it's not even a weak spot. They rank number 5 versus the tight end, allowing 10 points a game. Number 6 versus tight end. Number 2 in the red zone, 43 yards, which is top 10 there as well, and a 20% chance of a touchdown. You saw Mark Andrews score on them the week before. I'm hoping with Travis Kelce's volume that he gets with 8 and 13 targets and 12 and 16 and 12, since all the injuries of the wide receivers, he's just becoming the focal point of the offense. You are seeing a little Noah Gray breakout as well here. So this is the highest I've ever ranked Noah Gray. He is up to tight end 19 for me on the week, and he's starting to get involved in this offense. He's seen 6 targets and 4 targets and 5 targets over the past 3 weeks. He has 4 touchdowns over the past 3 weeks. Am I ever going to rank him above Travis Kelce? No, I'm not. But if you need a play here with all the guys on a bye, Noah Gray is not a bad plug and play, although it's a tough matchup versus the Chargers. Number 4, the tight end that I've been talking about all year long. You can go back to my week 1 to 2 videos. I say keep your eye on Jonnu Smith because he is going to get involved in this offense as soon as he learns Mike McDaniel's, playbook and all the crazy motions and everything they do, because you have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle who are going to draw the attention. And Jonnu is going to absolutely eat. You get the New York Jets now, who I don't care about their ranking at all. Like I said in my previous videos, they rank 5th versus the tight end, giving up 10 points a game. Number 1 in the red zone. 42.7 yards, which is top 10 there as well, and a 20% chance of a touchdown. But when you're seeing 30 targets in 3 games, averaging 10 targets a game, 101 yards, 87 yards, 113 yards, averaging 100 yards over the past 3 games with 3 touchdowns, a touchdown a game, get Jonnu Smith in your lineup. Tua is feeding this man. Tight end number 5, and it was a tough week last week. You saw George Kittle tweet out that there was a couple times that he was open in the game. He only had 1.7 fantasy points, 2 targets, 1 catch for 7 yards. It was a snow game. That is an aberration game. Throw it out the window. You get the Chicago Bears now. The Bears are a very tough defense, but they are weak versus the tight end. They rank 17th, giving up 12 points a game, 23rd in the red zone, so the touchdown upside is high, and 55 yards a game, which is middle of the pack there. And you got to expect George Kittle to get fed, especially now that CMC and Jordan Mason are down. You'll have Garendo out there who'll be, a shining rookie star that I said waiver wire pickup. But George Kittle's got to be the focal point of this offense, and the 49ers want to save their season. Tight end number 6 to end out the baller tier is going to be TJ Hawkinson, Iowa U tight ends back-to-back. And he didn't have a great game last week. I didn't expect it to be a great game versus Arizona. The week before that, he had an 18-point game with 9 targets. You get the Atlanta Falcons now. The Atlanta Falcons are a tough defense versus the tight end. They rank 8th. They give up 10 points. They rank 11th in the red zone. They give up 40 yards a game and a 30% chance of a touchdown, which is all top 10. But you got to figure this is going to be an TJ Hawkinson game here. And the Vikings just keep on winning, man. Tight end number 7, David Njoku, coming off a crazy game last week with Jameis Winston throwing for almost 500 yards, 497. He saw 17 targets against a good Denver Broncos defense that now took, one game can really drop you in the tight end rankings. Now, you're going to get the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers defense versus the tight end versus pretty much everyone is great, but they do have a weak spot versus the tight end. They rank 20th, giving up 12.3, 15th in the red zone, 52 yards they allow, and a 20% chance of a touchdown. But again, I throw the red zone stats out the window when it comes to David Njoku's 6'5", big frame. He can double up on anybody, and this is going to be more of an Njoku game than it is a Jerry Jeudy game for me this week for Cleveland. Number 8 is going to be Cade Otton, and Cade Otton is, since the return of Mike Evans, not really been the Cade Otton that it was before, and that's kind of expected. He's had 4 points and 6 points since. He still saw 7 targets last week. You get the Las Vegas Raiders, who are 30th versus the tight end, giving up 16.4 points, 30th in the red zone, 67 yards, which is bottom 5, and a 60% chance of a touchdown. I know he's been faded out here a little bit because of the Evans return. I'm still going to start Cade Otton this week because the Las Vegas Raiders just funnel passes across the middle to the tight end. Tight end number 9 is going to be tonight's game, Thursday Night Football. Sam Laporta and the Detroit Lions have a monster game with a 51.5 over-under. They expect the points to fly. So do I. And that Green Bay defense has been very good. Corners, secondary, everything. Where they're weak is across the middle. Versus the tight end, they rank 25th, giving up 14.3. 21st in the red zone, 63 yards, which is bottom 10, and a 30% chance of a touchdown. You have to like Sam Laporta this week in a monster shootout game. You want everyone out there you can. Tight end number 10, Pat Freiermuth, one of my smash play calls last week with Russell Wilson that absolutely hit, and he's starting to get more involved. You're starting to see Russell Wilson target his tight end a little more here. Saw the most targets on the season last week with 7. Versus the Bengals. Of course, the Bengals defense is weak everywhere. Now you get the Cleveland Browns, who rank 7th versus the tight end, giving up 10 points, 5th in the red zone, 45 yards, which is top 10, and a 20% chance of a touchdown. As I get the hiccups. Still, the volume that he's seeing is key. This could be a ground and pound run game, which is what I'm kind of worried about. The only, George Pickens is my highlight of this game. But Pat Freiermuth is still going to have a chance for a touchdown in this game, especially with the attention that Pickens is going to draw in the red zone. So I still have him as a top 10 tight end this week. Tight end number 11, and this one pains me, man. The Jacksonville Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence season looks to be over, as do the Jaguars season. And when you have Mac Jones at quarterback, and even with Christian Kirk out, Gabe Davis out, and you think all the targets should funnel to him and Brian Thomas Jr., they're going to be ugly targets. And you're playing against the Tennessee Titans, who rank 10th versus the tight end, giving up 10.4, 25th in the red zone. So if the Jags can get down to the red zone, they have a high chance of scoring, but they only give up 39 yards, which is top 5 in the NFL, and a 30% chance of a touchdown. And with Mac Jones out there, I've really, really dropped my Jaguar players down. Tight end number 12, Kyle Pitts. Oh, the revenge game for Kirk Cousins is here. I just don't trust it. Kirk Cousins is playing terrible. He dropped a goose egg last week for Kyle Pitts. And the crazy thing is the Minnesota Vikings have given up 2 tight end ones on the season. So the opportunity is going to be here. We just need Kirk to open it up and get it going here. So the Minnesota Vikings rank 18th versus the tight end, averaging 12 points a game, 16th in the red zone, 53 yards, middle of the pack, and a 20% chance of a touchdown. You got to like it. They give up tons of passing yards here. I'm just dropping him because Kirk Cousins, I just do not trust the guy anymore. Number 13, Dalton Kincaid practiced today. Looked like he's going to be out there. I'm going to throw Dawson Knox at 26 as well. You are going to get the LA Rams. This is a smash spot. The LA Rams give up 13.6 points. That ranks 24th, 17th in the red zone, 57 yards, which is bottom 15, and a 30% chance of a touchdown. And it looks like you're going to have Keon Coleman, Amari Cooper. You got Khalil Shakir going off. So now he's going to be even more open with everyone out there healthy. I love Dalton Kincaid this week. Dawson Knox, a little more of a dart throw at the end. Tight end number 14, Will Dissly in the LA Chargers. Get the Kansas City Chiefs. And you can look up anything you want. The Kansas City Chiefs are 31st versus tight end. They give up 16.5 points per game. They're ranked 9th in the red zone, so they stingy up there because they have a good front seven. But, guys, they give up the most yards in the season, 78.5 to a tight end position and a 30% chance of a touchdown. It's just kind of a roller coaster ride with Will Dissly. The matchup here is great. If you need to plug and play him, you can. It's become kind of the Lab McConkey show, which is tough. Tucker Kraft and the Green Bay Packers taking on the Detroit Lions tonight. He's coming in at number 15, but the Detroit Lions are number 1 versus the tight end. They only allow 7 points. They're number 4 in the red zone. They give up 31 yards, which is number 1 in the NFL, and a 10% chance of a touchdown. I do not like Tucker Kraft this week, but still, with all the tight ends out, I'm going to rank him here. Number 16, and this one's interesting now. Juwan Johnson. With Taysom Hill being out, he's going to be more involved. There's also going to be a lot more Foster Moreau with the injuries that they have at wide receiver. So, and you know, Derek Carr likes Foster Moreau as well. Coming from the Raiders, they have that connection. So these tight ends are going to be interesting plays. Just dart throw kind of starts for me from here. And when I'm looking at, you know, the Saints here, you get the Giants, and the Giants defense has just been absolute shambles because their offense can't move the ball. But the New York Giants are number 2 versus the tight end. They only allow 7.7 points. Number 3 in the red zone. They have a very good front seven, a 35 yards, which is top 5, and a 10% chance of a touchdown. So very, very risky. But if you need the dart throw play, it's not bad. I just don't love it. Don't hate it. Number 17, Cole Kmet. The Chicago Bears, it seems like they're going to target every single wide receiver there is. So it's like for the matchup now for the Bears, you get the 49ers. The 49ers are very good versus the tight end. You have Fred Warner. Could have, you know, a ton of players back healthy as well with Bosa. Could have Greenlaw back out there, which would be huge, which would probably make them number 1 versus tight end. So I'm staying away from Cole Kmet. Now, number 18 here, Jake Ferguson. If he is out there healthy, we don't know that yet. He practiced today. I'm have him in my top 7 to 8 tight ends if he's out there healthy. So right now I'm ranking him at 18th. And if he's not out there, I'd put Shoemaker at 18th. You get the Cincinnati Bengals. They are dead last versus the tight end, 32nd. This is why you have to like Jake Ferguson a ton this week. So they give up 16.6 points to the tight end position, 29th in the red zone, 65 yards, which is bottom 5, and a 70%, the second highest rate in the NFL for a touchdown. You got to love Jake Ferguson here. Now these next, since we're already 19 tight ends here with Noah Gray, I'm just going to rattle off these next ones. I don't really want, if you want to ask in the comments, what the points are, averages against them, you can. But I really don't think you're starting any of these tight ends, but I'm giving you my top 30 because it's a BYEMAGGEDON week. So 20 is Mike Gesicki, 21, Chigakonkwo, 22, Noah Fant. I'd like to see more A.J. Barneman. He looked great out of Michigan. He's honestly looked better than Fant, but they're still playing Fant. Jatavion Sanders I would have higher, but he gets a tough matchup with Philly. Grant Calcaterra with Dallas Goedert out. I don't see them using him that much. Tyler Conklin at 25. Darnell Washington at 28. You got David Bellinger now with Theo Johnson IR at 29. Still don't trust him. And Colby Parkinson, they never use the tight ends of the Rams since Puka and Copper back. Thanks for rocking with me today, guys. That is the end of the episode. That is my Week 14 top 30 tight end tiers with BYEMAGGEDON Part 2 upon us with 6 teams on a bye. So remember, Ravens, Broncos, Texans, Colts, Patriots, Commanders, so Zach Ertz, Hunter Henry, Isaiah Likely, Mark Andrews, and Dalton Schultz all out of your lineup. The Colts and Broncos don't even use a tight end, so you have to look at that. Before we head out, guys, make sure you smash that like. Make sure you smash that subscription. Turn that bell on. It helps me out a ton. I cannot thank you guys enough for all the support this season. Again, I will be live. I'm going to play a little Fortnite here, but then I'll be live at 2:30 to 4 p.m. PST for our fantasy football show. Then my show will lead into Big Draft Energy Show. We'll be going over all the pick'ems and all the games and what we like per game and answering sit-em questions there as well. So if you guys cannot make it to the live streams, drop any comment you want down below. The playoffs are next week. It is crunch time. I'm here to answer every single one of them to help you get that weekly win, guys. It does not have to pertain to this video. Fire away. And that is it for the rankings. My next video will be on Friday. It'll be 5 sleeper players that are ranked outside the top 40. So it'll be after Thursday Night Football. But I've got my quarterback, running back, defense, kicker, wide receiver, everything up for you guys. Sorry, yesterday was a freaking nightmare at the house here, man. It was such a sad day, but I've got them out. And that's it for me today. SleezBall out. I hope to see you guys in the next video, man.